What's going on, everyone? I hope you're having a terrific day. I want to encourage you, if you're bothered by tinnitus, to hit the link in my description below, and you can see the training that I put together where I show people how I have applied a very simple formula to get me my silence back, and how it's repeatable, and I believe it can work for pretty much anyone. So it's free, completely free, and you actually get access to the Facebook tinnitus group when you complete the training. So let's dive into today's video. I want to talk about myths and facts about tinnitus, and there is so much I can cover in this video, but I want to talk about the myths that we tend to tell ourselves. The number one myth that, well, I don't know if it's the number one, but it is it's a pretty big one, is that tinnitus is hopeless. Okay, this is just so far from the truth. Now, I will agree. I will say it feels hopeless when you're in it. But that's the head trip of it. Tinnitus is just one big head trip. That's what it is. One big psychological head trip. It's if you could sum it up in what it is, it's kind of that, being bothered by it at least. And so, how do we navigate that? Well, you have to reassure yourself of the truth that the majority of people, it's not hopeless for. Vast majority of people, it's not hopeless for. There are so many things we can do. There's so many options, and there's so much support. There are so many steps. There's things we can practice to actually getting ourselves to a place where we're not bothered by it. It's a complete myth that it's hopeless. It's not hopeless. From all the people I work with that are my clients, it's not hopeless for. So I think if you believe it's hopeless, it's hopeless. So a man thinks, shall he be. I think if you believe it's hopeless, then it's hopeless. I really do think it's psychological. It comes down to, well, what do you feel about the situation? It's like if somebody says, oh, I'm too depressed to get off the couch. So they're saying, I can't get off the couch because I'm too depressed. Well, what if your house was on fire? Well, then, yeah, you could get off the couch. Nobody's that crazy where they're just going to sit in a house and get burned up. Well, then I could get off the couch, I guess. Okay, so it's not that you can't get off the couch, it's that you just don't have a good enough reason to get off the couch. Works the same with tinnitus. I can't live with this. Well, are you sure? Or do you just not have a good enough reason to live with this? Your brain's telling you can't live with this, but you can do a lot of things you don't think you can do. Everyone can. We don't really know how strong we are. We're incredibly strong. The human soul, the human spirit is abominable. It can overcome so many things. It can push through so many barriers. It can conquer so many things. It can achieve so many impossible things. That's just part of what it's like to be a human. If you don't believe that, I don't know what to tell you. I guess I could read you a history book that shows you example after example after example of people who've been in way more difficult situations than you that have come out just completely fine. So the idea that a benign sound playing out in your ears is going to be the demise of you is only the case if you believe it. So another myth about tinnitus is that I'm always going to suffer. This is not the case. How do you know that first? You're essentially speaking about a time 10 years in the future from a perspective of now. You don't even know what you're going to be doing tomorrow. You don't even know really what you're going to eat 5 days from now. You don't even know what the weather's going to be 10 days from now. How could you possibly know if you're going to be suffering 10 years from now? You don't know that. Things change. Emotions change. People's feelings change. How is it that people who literally become like quadriplegics end up getting their quality of life back 5 years from now? They even said that there was a study that said that a lottery winner and a paraplegic, like a year from the date that it happened, not at the direct onset, but a year from the date that it happened, the happiness levels were about the same. How is that possible that someone could overcome being like a double amputee and go on and climb a mountain? Okay, there are people that are overcoming that. There are people that are overcoming all these crazy things, and somehow a benign sound is going to keep you suffering for like 10, 20 years. Really? Do you even buy that? Is that like, I can't even sit here and believe that if I wanted to. Like, that is just believing that you're believing something that is just not grounded in any sort of facts whatsoever. So that's a myth. That's complete lunacy to believe that. Another thing is that tinnitus, there's nothing that can be done. Like, this is another myth. There is a ton of things that can be done. And it defines what is your definition of being done? Okay? That to me sounds like, if it is from this Western medicine frame of mind where it's like, okay, well, I have a headache, so I'm going to pop a pill and get rid of the headache, right? So I have ringing in my ears, I'm going to just pop a pill and get rid of the ringing in the ears. Well, I mean, if that's what you're looking for, then that doesn't exist. Which it doesn't. But if you're saying, like, okay, I'm willing to do whatever it takes, and I can't address the event that's happening, but I can address how I'm responding to the event, then there is a ton of things that can be done for that. And that, in every sense of how you would define a cure, relief of symptoms, quality of life back, no longer suffering, then there exists a cure for tinnitus in that sense, if that's your definition. And so it depends on how you're defining cure. If you define it with the right definition, there is a cure. So I don't buy that there's nothing that can be done. There's tons of things that can be done. It's just that when doctors say that, they don't have the literature, they don't have the understanding about it. They don't know how it works. They don't know anything about it, really. There's not a lot of information about it. So when they're telling people that, they're coming from a limited frame of mind, and you just really have to forgive them. And really what needs to be done is we need to educate doctors. Doctors need to be educated about tinnitus. If you are a doctor and you are watching this, please, please, please don't tell people there's nothing that can be done, because it's simply not true. It's simply not good medicine. Good medicine is giving people the truth, not fiction. And to tell someone that there's nothing that can be done, that's just not grounded in facts. It's not grounded in science. It's bad medicine, and you shouldn't practice bad medicine. So anyway, I'm not trying to call doctors out here. I'm just really passionate about this, and I think that these moments where people are looking for help and guidance, that giving someone bad information can mean years, weeks, months of needless suffering and needless trauma. And we want to spare people of that. We want to increase and improve the quality of people's lives, not destroy it. So I think it's so important to get this video to people that need to hear it. So share it with people. Comment below. Smash the subscribe button. Hit the notification bell. We need to get the algorithm promoting this kind of content, because this is the stuff that saves lives. This is what helps people. And I encourage you all to participate in this if you do believe in the mission. Until next time, I'll talk to you all later. Peace.